Communicable disease. Example, malaria, filaria, tuberculosis and AIDS. There are many communicable diseases are there, especially these are caused by the microorganisms, bacteria, viruses and protozoans. What are communicable diseases? Communicable diseases can communicate from from diseased persons to healthy person. Means from the diseased person, the microorganisms can be transmitted to the healthy person and causes the diseases. But what are the communicable diseases? But how do they communicate? They can communicate through the air, through the water, or directly, or maybe other devices which are used by the patients. Then the communicable diseases here, the malaria, filaria, tuberculosis and AIDS. Also the COVID-19 caused by the coronavirus are also communicable diseases. This we will discuss about them in short manner. Malaria is caused by the female Anopheles mosquitoes. Actually, the Anopheles mosquitoes do not cause any disease, but they can transport the disease causing microorganisms. The Plasmodium belongs to the protozoans. Those microorganisms are responsible for causing the malarial disease. The role of the mosquito is transporting these microorganisms from a diseased person to the healthy person. If the into the body of mosquitoes, they can be transported, and if that mosquito bites a healthy person, those microorganisms are released into the and reach to the liver and causes the malarial disease. So the mosquitoes are responsible to transport these diseases from the diseased person to the healthy person. Then what are the symptoms of fever, chills, headache, and muscle fatigue, woundings, diarrhea? Multiple factors are there. Multiple effects are also there for this malaria. And what are diagnosis method? Is the blood test. Then how can we treat this disease? In olden days, Cinchona officinalis, a plant was there. That plant juice is used to treat the malarial disease, but nowadays there are many types of medicines are there. The medicines can easily treat the malarial disease, but prevention is very important. Sometimes the causing of malarial disease may leads to some dangerous, even death. So the preventive methods are very important. Then how can we prevent the malarial disease? Uh, we should avoid the microorganisms. Actually, the microorganisms are very small; they cannot see even under the microscope. How can we fight with them? No, we can keep. Then we have to catch them transporters. The Anopheles mosquitoes are transporting these disease causing microorganisms. So we had to kill the transporters. We had to kill the mosquitoes. Then how can we kill the mosquitoes? Then nowadays we are using so many mosquito repellents, releasing chemicals and killing the mosquitoes. Actually, this is not the good practice, but uh, we have to reduce them the uses. Instead of that, we have to clean our surroundings cleanly, and we have to use these physical nets, mosquito bats. And if that is essential, if the mosquitoes population is very high in your surroundings, you have to use mosquito repellents. So this is the good method in the society to eradicate the malaria, to reduce the malarial cases. And another important disease is filaria, that is also called as elephantiasis, because this microfilaria larva belongs to the Culex mosquito. Culex mosquito can transport these disease causing microorganisms. These microorganisms are belongs to Nematihelminthes, animal kingdom. Nematihelminthes, these microfilaria larvae live inside our lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is located in our body between the tissues and the blood circulatory system. In that lymphatic system, this microfilaria larva lives in. Male and female microorganisms couple, and they can produce a huge number of eggs, and progenies, next generations, they can increases their number, increases. What happens, the leg or the diseased part in our body will become bulges out, grows and bulges out. Then the leg will become just like elephant leg. That is called the that's why it is called as the elephantiasis also. So this is mainly caused by the Culex mosquitoes, which can transport the disease causing microorganism Filaria larvae, that is microfilaria larvae. So we had to kill the mosquitoes. Again, the Culex mosquitoes, especially these Culex mosquitoes, can uh, be bite bite us, especially during the early morning time, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. At this time the research was there. So we have to protect ourselves from the biting of mosquitoes. Then symptoms are actually this in this filarial disease or my elephantiasis disease, there is no treatment. Blood test is diagnosis method is the blood test, but there is no proper treatment. Permanent treatment is not there. So the prevention is better method to keep the filaria away from accumulation in our society. So how can we kill the microorganisms? We have discussed early. Tuberculosis, TB, that is a bacterial disease. Actually, this bacterial disease can attack the lung cells or lungs. Cough is the main symptom, but actually this tuberculosis is very rare case in our India, because during the birth, at the first day, we have given a vaccination, BCG vaccination. That BCG vaccination produces antibodies and memory cells in our body. They can fight with the microorganisms or bacteria, tuberculosis bacteria easily. So we do not suffer with this tuberculosis bacteria, especially in India. That is mostly prevented, but in some rare cases the TB is also suffering the society. Those people who are having less immunity power are suffering with this tuberculosis disease. Actually, how this tuberculosis disease can transmit from one to another is this is bacterial disease. Easily they can be transported through the air. The droplets which are coming out from the mouth of the deceased person can enter into the healthy person and enter into the lungs and causes diseases. Sometimes this tuberculosis bacteria from the lungs, it can be reached to other part in the body also, especially if they reach to the brain, they can causes some meningitis, tuberculosis meningitis, that can causes damage to the brain also. So however, this BCG vaccination is given to the babies, 1 day babies, and this disease is mostly 99% is eradicated in our India. But in some other countries, America and some other cold countries, however, this tuberculosis is common diseases accumulated in the society. But in some rare cases in India also suffering with this tuberculosis disease. That's why we have to protect ourselves. Prevention is the better method. Prevention is very better method, because if we can prevent it very easily. For example, while the deceased person is sneezing or coughing, they have to keep they have to keep their hands to avoid the accumulation, to avoid the transportation of droplets and bacteria from them. Or if not, they have to use some cloths, cloths to prevent the transportation of microorganisms or bacteria. So the prevention is better. In these preventive methods, taking the vaccine is very important to prevent that tuberculosis disease. Another important communicable disease is AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. In the meaning, this is actually caused by the virus, human immunodeficiency virus. Human immunodeficiency virus causes the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. What is this actually? Human immunodeficiency virus means human means man. Immuno means immune system. Deficiency means reducing. this virus. This virus, if this virus enter into the human body, that can reduce the immune system, that can attack the white blood cells and that can damage the white blood cells. Then the immune system of that particular person is damaged. Then what happen? All the microorganisms which are causing their own disease can causes disease in that particular human body, and that body will become as the syndrome, group of disease. Actually, what do you mean by this syndrome is a group of disease. How this disease is caused? This is acquired, achieved disease. What is happening inside our body is that is reducing the immune system. Why is it reducing the immune system? Because that is attacking the white blood cells. If it attack the white blood cells, why the immune system is reducing? That is means actually whatever the microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, fungus or protozoans enter into our body, our immune system, white blood cells can produce antibodies. They can kill the microorganisms and we are prevented from the diseases. But if this HIV virus or HIV virus enter into our body, that can attack directly to the white blood cells. Then what happen? Other microorganisms means our body policemen are white blood cells. If this virus can attack the policemen, who can protect us? No. So the thieves can enter into our country easily like that. So the human immunodeficiency of HIV virus is attacking the white blood cells. Then they are killing the protective mechanism in our body. Then what happen? Other microorganisms which entered into our body are causing their diseases. Those group of diseases are called the syndrome. That's why it is called as the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is caused by the human immunodeficiency virus. So how is this transmitting from one person to another person is mainly the illegal sexual contact or unsafe sex, and through the razors and blades also it is transporting, and the blood transfusion. And these are the 3 to 4 methods are there to transmit this disease from the deceased person to the healthy person. But the main important cause is illegal or unsafe sex. What are the symptoms means? Actually HIV AIDS is not a particular disease, it is a group of disease. Means the symptoms of all other diseases are the symptoms of AIDS. That person may suffer with the malaria, that typhoid, the person may suffer with the diarrhea, and all the diseases present in that body. That body will become as the museum of diseases because the immune system is damaged. All the microorganisms are causing disease. That's why the body will become as the museum of disease. If you go to that body, you can find any disease in that body. That is the AIDS. So we have the main important, there is no particular treatment. Diagnosis methods are also there, but there is no particular treatment because there are no particular antiretroviral drugs to eradicate this disease, remove this disease from the body. So no treatment, no proper treatment. Prevention is the better method. How can we practice safe sex? Means use condoms and some other methods. Illegal sexual contact should be avoided. Do not share the needles. While the blood transfusing, the blood should be tested thoroughly. If it is out of HIV virus, that should be transfused. If not, that should not be transfused from one person to another person. And the pregnant mothers also should be very careful. Okay, however, the disease from the mother should not transported to the baby, but if she give milks to the baby, that virus may transmit to the baby. So the pregnant baby directly may not transport this disease to the baby, but through the milk that may enter into the baby's body. So the HIV mothers should be very careful in this case. However, the government is providing very awareness programs in this regard. So these are the four main diseases. Along with these not only these four communicable diseases, there are number of communicable diseases are there. For example, you have experienced this COVID-19, which is caused by the coronavirus during the 2021 and 2020. That was the disease accumulated in our society, not in society, throughout the world it's shaken. uh, During that pandemic situation, lockdown and everything you followed, but at that moment we were not protected from any drugs. We have protected ourselves from our immunity power and also personal hygienic methods.